So the next step is double click the dim promotion dimension. So here we have dim promotion dimension. Rename the key attribute. So let's do renaming procedure. Done with step 31. Okay, drag and drop all the columns of the dim promotion table except promotion key. So we have to leave this, and we have to drag all the columns into the attribute pane. So all of the columns are dragged. Done with step 32. Now we are coming to the step 33. Drag and drop English promotion category from the attribute pane to the hierarchies pane. This creates a new hierarchy. So in this step, we are creating a new hierarchy, English promotion category. So we have to drag this over here. Now step number 34. Drag and drop attribute discount PCT from the attribute pane to the hierarchies pane below the English promotion category. This creates a new level in the hierarchy. So which attribute? We have to drag and drop discount PCT. So where is discount PCT? Okay, the second one. We have to drag and drop inside the hierarchies, and it will create a new hierarchy, new level in hierarchy. So now the step number 35, drag and drop the key attribute dim promotion from the attribute pane to the hierarchies pane below the discount PCT level. So key attribute, here we have key attribute dim promotion. Drag it inside this blue rectangle that appears. So done with 35. Now 36, rename the hierarchy to English promotion category dash discount PCT. So based on the attributes in this hierarchy, we have to rename it. Okay, we are done with this renaming procedure. Just save it, and after doing this step number 36, your window should look like this, particularly this hierarchies column. So first of all, there is an English promotion category, then discount PCT, and then the key attribute. So like this. So now we will move towards step number 37. Double click the dim reseller dimension in the solution explorer. So just save this work if you have not saved, and then you have to select dim reseller dimension. Okay, so rename the key attribute from reseller key to the dim reseller. And then drag and drop all the columns of dim reseller table except reseller key from the data source view pane to the attributes pane. So just leaving the key column, key attribute, we have to drag all of the other attribute, just select them all, and then drop it here. Okay, now step number 40. Drag and drop the annual revenue attribute from the attribute pane to the hierarchies pane. A new hierarchy with the name hierarchy is created. So which attribute? Annual review attribute from the attribute pane. So this is attribute pane, and annual revenue. We have here the third attribute is annual revenue attribute. We have to drop it here and drag and drop number employees from the attribute pane to the hierarchies pane under annual revenue. So which attribute? Number employees. So you have to find out number of employees here, drag and drop it here inside this blue rectangle under the annual revenue. So the new level is created. Now step number 42, drag and drop dim reseller attribute from the attribute pane to the hierarchies pane under the number employee. So we have to drag this key attribute under the number of employees in the last. So this will create a new hierarchy and rename this hierarchy to the annual revenue and number of employees based on the attributes within this hierarchy. So we have to rename it annual revenue dash number employees. So we are done with this step number 43. After this step, your window should look like this. You can see, you can verify it's done. Okay, so now comes step number 44. So that's double click dim employees dimension. So we are going to move on next dimension. So save this work. And now we will move towards the dim employees dimension. This opens up the dimension editor into with the employee dimension loaded. So dim employee dimension, here we have dim employee dimension, double click it. Okay. So notice that this dimension has three attributes created by the cube wizard compared to the single attribute created for all the other dimensions you opened here. This is due to the fact that the cube wizard detected the parent-child relationship within the dim employee dimension. Okay, so we will study in explanation in chapter number 5 the parent-child dimension relationship. So what we have to do with this dimension, step number 46 is drag and drop all the columns in dim employee table except the three attributes that you have already created by the cube wizard from the data source view pane to the attributes pane. You can see here we have the attributes that were already created, and we will select other attributes. So we can expand it first so we could see all the attributes available clearly. So you can see these three attributes are already added here. So we will select all of the attributes except these three attributes. So once we select all attributes, you can deselect employee key, parent employee key, And let's see, where is parent employee key, and then sales territory key. So here we have sales territory key, and where is parent employee key? Here we have parent employee key, so we can deselect it. So we deselected these three attributes, and we have selected the remaining attributes. Just drag and drop here. So we are done with step 46. Step 47 says rename the key attributes from employee key to team employee. So it's done. Step number 47 is done. And now comes step 48. Drag and drop departmental name from the attribute pane to the hierarchies pane. Departmental name. Okay. This creates a new hierarchy called hierarchy at a single level. So department name, where is department name? You need to search it. Okay, here we have department name. Just drag and drop here. Single level hierarchies created. Drag and drop the title attribute from the attribute pane to the hierarchies pane below the department name. So step number 49. Title attribute, we have to drag and drop title attribute. So this is a title attribute. We will drag it under the department name. So now drag and drop dim employee attribute from the attribute pane to the hierarchies pane. So step number 50. Which attribute? Dim employee attribute. We have to drag it and drop it under the title. So here we have dim employee. It's done. So now step 51, rename the hierarchy to the department name and title. Just enter it and rename hierarchy, department name and title. We are done with this. And as we done this, we have successfully created a cube using Visual Studio 2019. We have used Visual Studio 2019 instead of Business Intelligence Development Studio. And we have refined the dimension in order to do simple analysis. So just save your work for future use. Okay, so you might have noticed many warning symbols in dimension editor where you have created hierarchies. So you can see here we are having this warning symbol. So you will learn more about warnings in chapter number 5 and 9. All we have done till now is to create a structure for cube. So we were refining the structure of cube, and there has not been any interaction with analysis services at this point. So this method of creating the cube structure without any interaction with analysis services instance is referred to as project mode. So we were working in a project mode because we have not yet done interaction with analysis services. Okay, so using any BIDS or Visual Studio, we can also create these objects, this analysis services object directly on analysis services instance. The method of creating objects on the server is called online mode. So you will discuss more about this in chapter 7 basically. So now we need to send the schema. Now we need to send the schema definitions of the newly created queue to the analysis services instance. This process is called deployment. So we have defined the schema of all of the schema and our queue. So now we can send this schema definitions to the analysis services instance, and this process is called queue deployment. So we will see the process of deploying and browsing a queue in a next video. So hopefully you have completed the steps along me in this video, and in the next video we will see how to deploy and browse a queue. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.